So I'm here with another Control Bloodcraft video. Kind of like my favorite Control archetype in this expansion. I really like Support Cannon sword a lot. Like, it's my favorite overall archetype. But Control Blood feels more like a genuine Control deck, so I like that a lot. So right here, I have on the Baphomet in hand. For the is basically always what you want turn 1. I put away the Blood Moon. I don't believe any card besides Spiderweb Imp uses Vengeance in this deck until turn 7. So like a turn 3 Blood Moon isn't very valuable. So might as well just put it away. The reason I'm recording this video, I think I said last time I'd just like record matches I found interesting, is this match really shows off how relevant Control Bloodcraft can be in the late game, like how sticky your boards can be and how you can deal with your opponent's late game barrage. Here in the early game against Dragoncraft, like there's really not much you can do. You're always expecting them to ramp past you. You want to do chip, although it might be irrelevant. Basically, just playing on curve here. Like remove what I can when it's a good value for me. It was really good value for me to get the 2 Blazing Breaths out there, and if I don't find value in removing, I'll just chip. Wardrobe Raider, I've actually been liking a lot. She definitely helps with the earlier boards. As a late game Evo, like obviously she's not as strong, but definitely if you're going second, she's fantastic. Civil here, not much of a worry. Heals him up, but we just take it out with Scarlet pretty easily. So it's interesting, the Dragon player is only ramped once, right? Like they typically ramp like 2 or 3 times, but it looks like pretty stock plays for the most part here. Here you'll see me make one interesting play. I Blood Moon here, like obviously I have the Maelstrom coming up, right, on turn 8, but the reason I Blood Moon on this turn is because Emeralda also has Vengeance, where she gains Storm as well, so not only does she take out an amulet, but she can also trade, right, really effectively. So just really good at late game board clear. And of course the Baphomet for the draw power, just the toot or something. And it's actually another Emeralda, which is really frustrating for another player, right, 3 in a row. So this was interesting. I haven't seen many Ouroboroses being used by Dragon. I don't think it's a bad card, and it's definitely high value, right? But you do have to keep spending that 8 mana if you want to use it every turn, right? It doesn't reduce in cost or anything, so it's definitely like, yeah, they do 3 damage to your face, but if you have the answers for it, it's not as spooky as it really seems. So this turn's like decently easy. Can't take care of the whole board, but we can reduce the cannon value, trade Emeralda there, and since the Evo wouldn't have killed the dragon, we just do the to the face. Maybe a different way I could have played that, but I definitely wanted to kill Ouroboros to force him to keep spending the mana and, you know, not take 8 damage. Right here, I was wondering if he would Evo trade or Evo to do more face damage. I'm like, kind of wondering what he's saving this Evo point, and I guess he had Lindworm or something in his hand. I'm not sure, because spoiler alert, he never uses his Evo point, which is really weird to me. Not too sure. So that's a good trade for us. There are a few things we could do here. Obviously, we could reach of the Archdemon here, just to take care, like, because it would restore us, right? I believe it would take us down to 2, then we get to 5, and then we could like Scarlet something, but that wouldn't like actually, is that what I do? Actually, I don't remember what I do. Yeah, I thought that's what I did. This is more effective, I personally feel, in evoing her, because it keeps a sticky body on board, and it actually works out keeping this body on board. I wanted a decently big body for him to have to deal with, so he was like more scared to Ouroboros, right? Or at least would have to spend an Evo. And he does Ouroboros here, and he actually uses the effect on her, which is great. That saves 3 damage to my face, right? So here I decide just to do the Serpents, Maelstrom Serpents, right? I can just, I still have an Evo point to work with, so I can Evo trade. Yeah, one of them dies, but this is still 15 damage and 15 health on board. And considering, yeah, he'll be at 20 next turn, but Blood has a lot of burst, right? And he knows I'm probably running another Emeraldus, so he has to deal with this board. And I'm not like really scared of the burst in hand unless maybe he has Lindworm, but obviously there was nothing I could do about Lindworm anyway if he did have it. So he's just gonna heal up and draw. Let's see what he does. So Star Phoenix, I like. Star Phoenix does cost 3 mana, right? So anytime he burns himself under 8, we know we don't have to worry about Ouroboros. It's another 3 damage that we're saving ourselves from. And it's like, so by pressuring this board, we're just making Ouroboros a really bad play for him. So it's really good for protecting our own base, helping our win con. So right here is an example of Maelstrom Serpent being really strong. In this meta, we don't have Bahamut or Themyscist, so we basically just have big damage board clears. Like we have the 4 damage from Conflag. Obviously the best is Pure Annihilation from Haven, which would have completely wiped that. But luckily in this matchup, it leaves this 10 damage on board, both with 1 health. So it's really strong here. We get really lucky with draws here. We get a Spiderweb and a Mask. Go for the Mask because it's just 1 more effective health, right? No point in really like trying to heal up, and the Mask also blocks Lind in case he does it. The Star Phoenix, good value. He returns another one to hand. Plays the Dragon Nest. Plays the Moon and Sun. Now, I don't know what my opponent was thinking here. He had another Star Phoenix in hand too that he just drew, so he's able to take care of the 2/5/1s really well. But my opponent really screws up here, and if you just watch, he plays the Moon and Sun. I'm like, alright, so he's going to play her Evo trade, right? He doesn't. So he doesn't Evo trade, so he doesn't remove any of this damage, and he also doesn't heal the one he would have healed and leave a body on board. I really don't know why he was so concerned with saving this Evo point, but as you can see, I have 3 damage here. Ez is a 4 damage storm, and there's the 3 damage here, and if you can do quick mash, you know that's 10. So he just basically gives me a free lethal. So I don't know what saving this Evo point was really doing for him, if he was hoping and praying that I just wouldn't have lethal, but I think I would have been in a much worse position if he did. So moral of the story is, don't ever save your Evo points for lethal. It's not really that worth.